Sabri Saidam is a senior official and advisor to the Palestinian president. He's joining us live now from Ramallah. We heard the importance of the issue of settlement for Mahmoud Abbas. Not a word we heard mentioned by President Obama, on the other hand. What was the message the American president brought with him to Ramallah today?
Well, as you heard, the message was the two-state solution is the only solution, but I think it is time for deeds rather than words. The Palestinians have for years on end heard a lot of promises and a lot of speeches from President Obama and previous presidents, only to see that reality on the ground is reflecting a grim future for the Palestinians. Now we see Obama in Jerusalem speaking to young Israelis. Seems to be a better Obama than the Obama we met over the last 2 days. A resurrected Obama, an Obama that has gone off script, and I think the Palestinians at large believe that Obama off script is better than Obama on script.
Well, you say it seems to be a better Obama, but still not an Obama that has said in any way that settlement building must stop, even though he did mention the issue of the occupation, saying it wasn't the solution in and of itself. How much better do his words make him? We also note that he didn't take on any of the thorny issues alongside any of the Israeli officials, but he chose to make some of his remarks about the peace process in front of Israeli students instead.
Well, absolutely. If you must have noticed, the standing ovation he received confirms that the audience was very well selected to support his message. I think he was addressing the hearts of the Israelis rather than the greed of the politicians. He wanted to address the society at large, asking the Israelis to think of their future. He talked about his Cairo speech. He mentioned settlement activities. He talked about the Palestinians' children, those who aspire for an independent Palestine. So he seems to be now drifting from the script that was written over the last 2 days, and he seems to be talking the right language. What we need to see, as I said, deeds rather than words. Promises have been so empty to the Palestinians in the streets, who have not received Obama with a lot of enthusiasm. If anything, there's a feeling of apathy.
But it's interesting to say and to hear you say that he is using the right words. He has said that the United States has renewed its unconditional, unshakable support for Israel, and he's called it eternal. So unconditional support no matter what the Israeli government chooses to say or do. And Prime Minister Netanyahu has made clear that he refuses the preconditions set by the Palestinians for resumptions of peace talks. One, which is halting settlement activity, and the other being restarting negotiations from the 1967 borders. He's refused both of these, and President Obama has offered him his unconditional support. Where does it leave you? Where does it leave the Palestinians?
Well, I'm not saying that what we've heard was music to our ears over the last 2 days. I was saying that the turning point, the speech of all speeches, as it were, in front of Israeli young activists, was speaking the right tone, but yet I think Palestinians at large would like to see results. Indeed, Obama was supporting Israel. Indeed, Obama was going to the hearts and minds of the Israeli political machine, addressing the Jewishness of the state of Israel, addressing the prosperity of Israel and the right to security, even talking about the proclaimed withdrawal from Gaza, when Israel has effectively redeployed out of Gaza and forced a very ugly siege on the Palestinians. So I would say tonight saw a turning point in the speech of Obama, but yet I think action will speak to itself, and that remains to be seen in the coming maybe weeks or months.
I must ask you very quickly, though, about reports based on leaked Palestinian documents that Mr. Mahmoud Abbas is so keen to return to the negotiating table with Israelis that he is willing to drop his demand that Netanyahu publicly state that there will be a stop to settlement activity. Is that the message he conveyed to President Obama? And did President Obama put any kind of pressure on Abbas to actually drop these conditions?
No, that's totally unfounded. At least President Abbas talked about the two-state solution, about the window closing, about the need for the cessation of settlement activities. There was no mention of dropping any conditions. If anything, these were not conditions. These were obligations that were drawn in the roadmap. So Palestinians feel that they have given so much, and it is time for the American administration to intervene and put pressure on Israel. The only way forward is for actions to be seen rather than for speeches and promises to be made.
Sabri Saidam, a Senior Fatah official, joining us from Ramallah. Thanks very much.